Hello, this video will demonstrate how to use viewports and tabs. So as you can see, I'm in AutoCAD in model space. And here are our layout tabs. So far I have A1, 2, and 3. So I want to create an additional tab because ultimately in the set I want to be able to click on each tab and see the sheet that's supposed to be displayed for that particular tab. So I'll move the mouse over to one of my tabs and right click. This menu pops up and we want to move or copy. So we'll click move or copy. We want to create a copy, so check this box that says create a copy and we'll move it to the end and then click OK. So as you can see, not much happened, but a new tab generated down here. We have A3 and A32. So I'll click on A32, which is the new tab, and I'm going to right click while I'm hovering over that tab. We'll go to rename. I'm going to rename this tab. We'll say sheet or just simply A-4. This will be sheet A4. So I'll change this right away, just as a reminder. A4. Of course, you'll change the title of the sheet. So here's the viewport. The viewport is the red box or border that you'll see here. I'm going to click on my viewport. When I click on this, one of the first things I want to check, of course I want to have my properties dialog open, is to see if it's locked or not. So when I click on this, it says display locked yes. That means if I double click in this viewport, now I'm actively working in model space, so I can zoom and pan, and I won't lose my scale or layout here. Then I'll double click either in the white or in the gray to deactivate that. So if this were unlocked, and I click in here and zoom, so I lose my scale now. And I can pan around. So that's the difference between lock and unlock. So I'll double click in the gray. Now let's click on this viewport again. I'll make sure it's unlocked. Okay. So double click in here. I'm going to look for my other elevation. There it is. So I'm panning. Now I'm zooming this up, and I'm getting it relatively squared up, sort of centered on the drawing, just roughly. And then I'll click to the left to deactivate the viewport. Now it's not to scale, so I want to put it to scale and relock it. So single clicking this red viewport, I'll go over to my properties dialog. So there are two places to set this scale. One here is custom scale. I'm going to put this to quarter inch equals 1 foot. The other place you can do this is over here at the bottom of the AutoCAD window. So I'm going to make sure that says 1/4 inch equals a foot. And you can see there's some clipping or cropping going on. We'll fix that. But for now I want to lock this display. So I'll click this to yes. Now I want to expand this viewport to include my entire elevation. So as I click it, the viewport, these grips present themselves. And I'll left click on these grips and extend this window to include the full elevation. Furthermore, I could move the viewport up, down, right, or left, just like any other object in AutoCAD. So that looks about right and centered to me. I may click this up a little more. Actually, let's bring this down. So before we print, we need a title. Since we have this set up here, I'll simply copy it over to this elevation. This is happening in model space. So I believe this is the west elevation. 1/4 inch equals a foot. And I'll pull this line over. There's my title. So a few things to get better grades on your drawings. Be sure that this is to scale. Always add the title. Make sure this reads properly, meaning this is sheet A4. Put the right title here, your name and lab section. Either Rock Thursday or Rock Wednesday will be good enough. Make sure the correct date is on it, and always check for completeness on your drawings. Make sure that if it's on the assignment, that you've made an attempt to put it on your sheet. So now let's look at printing. From here, simply go to the print button. So let's see, we'll say we're going to Smith 108. And this seems right, it's tabloid, 1:1, landscape. So I'm going to preview this right away and see what's happening here. So the preview looks good. The entire border title is on here. And line weights appear to be displaying correctly, although I don't have it drafted correctly, I see. So that looks good, or as good as it's going to be. So from here, we're in the preview. I'm just going to hit escape and go ahead and print. This is okay. So that's printing. So layouts and printing. Thanks for watching.